Burr. It is chilly out here this morning. Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So it is April 18th and I came out in the garden this morning just to kind of check on some things. So I thought I would just grab the camera and bring you guys along. This past weekend was Easter and we actually had like 3 inches of snow. It has all since melted, which is great, and that gave us some really good moisture in the ground. So I'm hoping it will give my tulips a boost because by the end of the week we're supposed to be in the 60s, 70s, even close to 80 over the weekend. So I think the tulips are really going to put on some good growth. So I just came out in the garden and I thought I'd just bring you guys along and give you an update on what's growing. So I'm going to flip the camera around. So here's a look at the garden right now. I guess I do still have some snow over along that edge of the wall. That's where it's shaded most of the day. But as you can see, there is not a lot happening, but I do have some tulips blooming. So right down here, I have a lot of nice tulips coming up. I am so excited about these. Look at how pretty these are. According to my tag, this variety is Promise. And then just behind that is a tall cut flower mix. And then I have some Uncle Tom and Avaron behind that. So I have about 3 or 4 different areas in the garden that I have tulips planted, which when I planted these all last fall, I really didn't plan out very well where these are going because some of these are planted where I'm going to have to put my summer crops in. So I think I'm definitely going to have to rethink that for this fall, but if they bloom on schedule, they should all be out of the ground by the time I actually do plant most of my seedlings in the ground. So let me show you the other 3 spots that my tulips are planted. Okay, so here is another spot. I don't know if you can see those, but they are barely peeking through the soil. These are not as far along as the other spot. And then if we walk down to this end of the garden past my greenhouse, which, check out my greenhouse, I actually have all the panels in the roof. So I have had a lot of problems with the panels blowing out of my greenhouse when it is really windy outside. The ones that came with it were super flimsy, so I have been ordering replacements and then caulking them in, and I am having much better luck. I do have one out on the side right now that I need to replace this week, and then I need to get the door fixed, but then after that I'm going to be moving a whole bunch of plants inside the greenhouse to utilize it. So my greenhouse is a 6x10 hobby greenhouse. I do have some winter sowing milk jugs in there right now, and I do have a crate which I planted some tulip bulbs in. They're not peeking out yet. I'm guessing I probably could have had it outside this weekend when we got the snow, because that would have been some really good moisture. Let's go around this way. This is where my other 2 tulip areas are. So this is one tulip bed, and you can see those are starting to come up nicely, just peeking through the soil. There is the one greenhouse panel that I am missing, so I'll need to replace that. We had a huge windstorm last week, and I have this big wooden door that leans up against the neighboring building. That blew over. And then here's the other area where my tulips are planted. Just one long little stretch. These are starting to come up really nicely. And while we're out here, let's go over and look at those ranunculus. Looks like a little bit of snow, but let's just peek under here and see how they're doing. I watered them just before we got the snow. Oh, they're looking good. Those look great. I'm going to keep them covered so they stay nice and toasty. So it is actually really cold out here right now. It is probably not even 35 degrees. We got all the way down to about 20 degrees last night. So I don't know, maybe it's not even 30 degrees out here. It's pretty cold. We're supposed to get into the mid 40s this afternoon, so I am hoping to bundle up this afternoon and get out here and actually start working on another bed. And I want to get a caterpillar tunnel put in, and I want to get my stock planted, I want to get my yarrow planted, and then the rest of my ranunculus. So I will make sure to film all that and keep you guys updated through the week. We'll see you soon.